I've got a feeling that often people see science and creativity as opposites. And I think what we're finding is that how creativity works is now being explained scientifically. So in a way, what I'm hoping to do is provide a scientific and therefore compelling evidence for the nature and success of creativity to do what it set out to do. So I'm hoping that science actually comes in not to, it's got to be the right science, it's got to actually kind of explain and embrace the power of creativity rather than over-dominate and therefore hijack creative thinking. That's what I'm worried about. If we take an overly superficial scientific approach, we'll actually miss the whole point, which is creativity works, and we understand that now scientifically. I think they're not going to have too much respect internally if they're called science. I mean, we've got to think of language here that embraces both sides. So it needs to have the scientific rigor, the rigor of science, but delivered or focused on creative and artistic, so-called artistic pursuits, which is at our core. So I certainly believe and I hope that we need people in the agencies who can understand and explain the core basis of our creativity, but I wouldn't call them a chief scientific officer, maybe an innovation officer or maybe a human behaviorist or something like that, but scientific on its own is a bit scary to me. From where I sit, and it may be naive, I've got a feeling and a fear that they might run into each other. And obviously we've got to move on ahead and to work out how they can work dovetailing into each other. What is data going to give us? What creative opportunities is data going to give us? At the moment, if it's misused, and big data is a weapon of mass destruction in many respects, if it's misused, then it might snuff out creativity. And I don't think that will happen, but there is a threat that if misused by certain folks, it will conflict with the creative spirit.